Good morning. I am later than normal because my computer wasn't working right. So we're going to try to keep this a little bit short since it's close to Christmas. I've got things to do, and I know you do too. But and my dogs need to go out. They wouldn't go out. It was so cold. Here in Arizona, we're so used to heat that this time of year it's in the 70s in the daytime, but whether it's summer or winter, temperatures go down 30 to 40 degrees at night. So if it's 73 and it goes down 40 degrees, that's 43. So we freeze. And then it takes a while in the daytime to get back up there. So I'm always wearing 3 and 4 layers, and the dogs don't even want to go out. At any rate, that's life. There's nothing, we won't die with cold weather. Well, if it was below freezing, maybe, and no heat. But we're not going to die in this, but we don't like it. So I moved to Arizona because I like the heat. And I feel better in the heat. But normally I feel pretty good anyway. I don't have anything wrong with any internal organs or anything, but I have had more wrong with me this past year and a half than I ever had in my life. But after all, last year I was 77. This year I'm 78. So there you go. I'm just grateful that I have the health that I have and that I'm alive as long as I am. And I really, like I said, I don't have anything wrong with my internal organs. So I'm real grateful for that. But this week, what I did was I pulled a muscle. Oh my God. I never did that before. I've done massage for 24 years and I don't do much now. Um, but I do have, a couple of clients, and I pulled my back doing a deep tissue massage. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that anymore. But mostly I'm into oils. And but there is a lot of healing in massage, and I've had healing, and I've shared that in some of the other videos that I've made, different times that I've done massage, and I've had a lot of healing. But I know years ago I read it in Massage Magazine about a nun who was 90 and still doing massage. Oh, phooey, I forgot to shut. Hold on. I Sorry about that. I meant to turn the phone off. At any rate, I read about a nun who was 90 and still doing massage. I just thought if I wanted to, I could do it forever. But now I just basically do for a few friends that I interact with. But I love helping people, and essential oils is my real passion. And read something today where it says God was the first aromatherapist. You know what he did? He created us, and he put Adam and Eve not in a house or a tent or anything. They were just outside. They lived outdoors, and so they were always breathing in wonderful aromas, which was healing, even if it's in its natural form, without becoming an oil when you breathe. And that's why people feel so wonderful when they go outside. Some people don't like to go outside, but I think most of us really enjoy the outdoors. And one year I read, this was years ago in Reader's Digest, but I read that they had interviewed people in all different countries and found that even in the big cities, people felt better when they were going outside. Isn't that funny? What could be so wonderful about a big city? Because, like here, we're in the middle of so much traffic, pollution, and we don't have industries here. We have lots of businesses. That's why people move here. But it's not businesses that would pollute the air necessarily. And we don't have mills or any of that stuff like we grew up with. But people just love to be outside. And we all want to, in the summer here, when it's real hot in the afternoon, you can't go out. But we can go out mornings and evenings. And a lot of the parks are lit up at night. So you can walk around in the parks at night. Um, I don't think I'd actually go on a trail in the dark. I wouldn't. People might, but I don't. But yeah, at the parks, they're well lit, so you can go at night. And then, of course, in the winter here, it's kind of cold for me in the early mornings to go out. In the summer, you would go early morning and evening. But in the summer or in the winter, it's too cold those times. So I go, you know, from 9 to 3 ish if I want to do some walking or take the dogs to the dog park, etc. And that's just me. Some people go, even in the summer, they go hiking over 100. Now they made it illegal for anybody to take their dog out when it's, I think it's over 100, but it might be a little lower, over 90, whatever. They're not allowed to take them hiking, and they will get fined because these poor dogs die a lot of times. So, or they used to, but they can't do it anymore, and I'm glad. At any rate, we'll get back to doing the essential oils, my passion. Dogs and oils are my passion. Um, Anointing, we've talked about this before. Anointing is basically just, you could be doing a massage or just rubbing, you're just the mom or the wife or whatever, or the husband, and you're rubbing oil. So that's an anointing. Putting oils on with touch basically is anointing. You don't have to be a preacher or a priest or anything like that. You're just taking oils and then if you pray, and like I said, a lot of my clients, I don't necessarily um, pray out loud because unless I know they're okay with it. But I do pray silently as I'm working with somebody. And I had something interesting to share. doTERRA had 18 awards this year in 23. 18 awards. And doTERRA, you don't have to buy doTERRA oils. I still love you if you don't. But they're the best company, I swear. Because until I moved here to Arizona, I didn't, I used all kinds of oils. I went everywhere. I did everything. I even went to the Amish, everywhere. But I swear doTERRA has the best quality oil. And we're not against, and I shared a few videos ago that a doctor saved my life because I was talking about stomach pain. She took x-rays and she noticed there was just a small part of the lung, and she noticed a growth. And she says, forget, you do have a hernia, but forget that for now. She said, you um, have a growth and it's either cancer or valley fever. Well, she basically saved my life. And I started using oils for each of those on my chest every day right away. It took clear till June by the time you see these bunches of doctors, um, when they finally decided. And again, you've probably heard this if you've listened to all the videos. They finally decided I did have. She said, well, you do have valley fever. But she says, it's drying up. So I said, well, I'll just keep using my oils. She goes, yeah. And then 8 or 10 years ago, a friend of mine we healed with oils. Then they didn't even have one prescription for valley fever. They do now. At any rate, and there's 45 doctors, or used to be 45 doctors on staff at doTERRA. This is not a company bad mouthing doctors. We go to doctors and I can't diagnose. If you come and tell me you have stomach trouble, I have oils I can give you or recommend to you. But if it doesn't work, what kind of stomach trouble is it? You could have cancer, you could have a lot of different things. So sometimes you just have to at least have diagnosis, and that's true sometimes for dogs. A lot of times, dog people tell me this or that about their dog, and will prescribe some oil, and I'm cheaper than a doctor, and oils are cheaper than medicine. So it can be good most of the time, but if it doesn't work, then you need somebody to decide what's wrong with the dog for sure. So here again, even with the dog, it could be something real serious like cancer, or it could be something real simple like nervous stomach or whatever, Maybe he has a new dog and the first dog is all up in arms about it. There could be something like that. So we need to give doctors a little bit of credit for all the different tests that can find out what's wrong with us, and they do diagnose. And like I said, this one doctor literally saved my life. I had no idea I had allergies, but I knew I was in bed all the time, and I had never done that before. So don't slap the doctors in the face. Give them some credit. And I just tell every doctor I prefer to use essential oils, and every doctor I've had in the last 24 years has gone along with me. They've not denied. And anyway, we're done with talking with that. I said I wanted to keep this short simply because it's a holiday. It's already 11 minutes. So, and also I just wanted to mention before I leave, because it's going to be Christmas and I hope you have a wonderful one. And if you're not a Christian celebrating Christmas, celebrate the holiday, the giving and the gratitude that we promote at Christmas time. Uh, we can do public programs on healing oils, uh, and that could be done online here like this, and or it could be done because we could do any number of different programs. If it's not a lot of people, I like to do Messenger, but if it's a lot, we can do Zoom or something else. So if you're interested in actually having um, healing programs, we can do one of two things. We could do just a particular topic. If you're interested in just, um, say, cancer, we could go into some of the oils that would help with cancer, and study those a little bit and talk about those, and you can learn a little bit. Or we could have each person there share what they need an oil for, what's wrong with them, and then we could, decide how to help them the best. And so there's just a lot of ways we could help educate all of you. And it's called public programs. And it's done more with an idea of anointing and, giving God the credit. He created all the plants. And if you don't believe that, that's okay. You still can use essential oils, but I believe it. So, and if you do, good, I'm glad. So we can do that if you want. You would have to contact me. At the bottom of this every day, I put my website and I put my phone number. So you can call, text, or get on the website and contact me. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. This is just a wonderful time of year, and it is about giving. It's about gratitude. So if you've had a rough year, then make a list of some of the things that were good, that happened good this year. A gratitude list is a wonderful thing. I do a gratitude list in my head every day, but for years I did it on paper. So now, if I have a bad time, if I'm going through a bad time, I get back to writing it on paper, typing it on the computer, making lists and looking at it every day and adding to it every day. It's just real healthy, and it doesn't cost a dime. It just takes a little bit of time and not a lot, because you're not going to have 300 things in one day to put on a list. None of us have that great a life, right? Anyway, I just love gratitude, and I didn't used to be grateful. That happened with the 12-step program. At any rate, I'm real glad to be here. I'm glad I finally made it on. I'm glad my back is getting better, and I'm real glad that you are watching. Thank you. Have a great holiday.